We live in a world where everyone is busy. Like, you call someone, you call a friend, and they're like, I'm so sorry. I was so busy. But very few people are doing meaningful work. Peace and blessings to you, and welcome to the channel. Here, we don't just read books, we translate truth into daily life. I break down powerful ideas from books and scripture and turn them into practical actions you can actually live out. So your reading produces real change, not just information or inspiration. So this channel exists for one purpose: turning truth from books into lived transformation. So if this is something you're interested in, subscribe to the channel, like the video, and share it as well. Thank you. Today's book is called Deep Work by Cal Newport. And this book addresses one of the biggest silence problems of our time. Can somebody guess? The inability to focus. This book explains why you feel mentally exhausted, you struggle to concentrate, you jump from task to task, and why your best ideas never seem to fully develop. So in this video, I'm going to diagnose the core problems this book exposes. I'm going to explain why these problems exist. I'm going to share the solutions Cal Newport offers. And finally, I will provide you with a 7-day deep work implementation plan. So stay till the end because this is one of the most important part of this book. And if you really implemented the 7 days implementation plan, please, I would really want to hear from you. So I would really be reading out the comments in the chat. But first, let me take out time to explain who this book is for and who this book is not for, because people are in different seasons and phases in their lives that they need particular books. So this book is for you if you feel busy but unproductive. You struggle with focus, distraction, or consistency. You start many things but struggle to finish well. You feel like you're called to do meaningful works, not just stay occupied. This book speaks especially to creative people, professionals, students, entrepreneurs, or anyone who feels their attention is constantly being stolen. And this book is for you. So this book is not for you if you're looking for quick hacks or shortcuts. You don't want to reduce distraction. You are not ready to change how you use your time and attention. This is not a motivational book. It is a discipline, clarity, and depth book. So now that we know who this book is for and who it is not for, let's talk about the real problems this book exposes, and that is part 1 of this video, the core problem. And I titled this Busy but Not Actually Productive. The point I will talk under here is the illusion of productivity, because we live in a world where everyone is busy. Like, you call people, you call your friends, and they say, I'm sorry, I've been so busy. We get to hear this all the time, right? Yet, at the end of the day, many people feel drained, unfulfilled, and still behind in life. So here is the hard truth that I've learned. Busyness has replaced meaningful progress. Everything is getting our attention nowadays. And I think on this a lot, but very few people are actually moving forward. Like you can spend your whole day replying to emails, attending meetings, scroll endlessly on social media, post content consistently and still produce nothing of lasting value. Let me know if you've ever felt this way. Let me know. And what did you do about it? So Cal Newport calls this shallow work. Like if you've ever felt this way, and he called this shallow work. And what is shallow work? Cal Newport says shallow work is anything that you can easily replicate, often performed while distracted, and it is designed to make you feel productive. That is shallow work. And examples of shallow work are maybe constant messaging, social media engagement, administrative tasks, reactive work. And shallow work keeps you occupied, not fulfilled. That's one of the pain thing about shallow work. And why is this really a crisis? Why is this a problem? Because the problem is not that we are actually lazy. The problem is that we are distracted. This shallow work keeps distracting us. And distraction slowly weakens your ability to think deeply. Distraction trains your mind to avoid discomfort. It kills creative insight. It produces anxiety and mental fatigue. Let's look at this distraction from the biblical point of view. So this is part 2 now of this video. Let's look at what distraction and how God dealt with distraction. And as I study my Bible, I realized that God walks in depth, like God walks in depth and not noise. And the Bible consistently reveals that God does his deepest work in silence and focus. And that's why I just decided this year to really learn how to focus on what actually matters in my life. And I've decided like creating block moments where I focus that particular block moment in actually doing meaningful and productive work. And this is something you can also want to look into. Like if you're always scrolling, listening. And there is this one scripture that says, "Be still, I know that I am God." And when I reflect on stillness, I realize that stillness is not inactivity. Like stillness is attention directed towards what matters most. So let's even look at Jesus' life in relation to deep work. Like Jesus regularly withdrew from crowds, like he disconnected from constant demands, like he prayed in solitude, he focused on his assignment. I began to ponder and wonder, and if Jesus needed withdrawal to do meaningful work, why do we think we don't need withdrawal as well? Why? We have to learn to keep block periods in our lives where it's free from distraction and we focus that moment to work on something great, or maybe to just stay in those moments. Like this is where great creativity, productivity, reflection actually happens. Like let's look at some biblical patterns on how focus yields fruit. Scripture shows patterns. So these are the patterns. Focus precedes fruit. Like whatever you focus on gets better, and whatever you don't focus on, it's getting worse times 2. And there is nothing like that thing is staying constant. Like if you don't focus on your personal development, on your spiritual life, your relationship with your friends, with people, it is getting worse. And also we can see that obedience precedes impact. Like discipline precedes freedom. Like when you discipline yourself to achieve a specific task, how do you feel at the end of the day? I feel like productive. I have this sense of of growth, of actually doing meaningful work. So whatever you do, work at it with all your heart. So I look at deep work as biblical stewardship of attention. So moving away from the biblical points, let's look at deep work from the psychological points as well. Part 3, psychological insight. What does distraction actually do to our brain? And the first point I want to talk on here is attention is a muscle. Like psychology confirms focus is trained, distraction weakens cognitive capacity, like multitasking reduces performance. And every time you switch tasks, like you check your phone, you break attention, your brain pays a cognitive switching cost. Let's look at this point, for example, like, have you ever been reading or working on something very important and then you receive a message, that you would have to pause on what you were doing, like if you were reading, then coming back to continue with what you were doing, you feel so drained, you feel like you have to go and start all over again to get that flowing that was going through. That's what distraction does to our brain. And it makes you feel so tired, not because you worked deeply, but because you never went deep enough to finish that particular thing you were doing. Like, this is me some days. You just feel so tired, but you can't actually point out what you actually did that you feel so tired. The next point I want to talk on under the psychological point of distraction is dopamine and the distraction trap. Like, dopamine is a hormone that acts as a messenger between nerve cells, regulating pressure, motivation, mood, memory, and focus. And so social media and constant notifications trigger dopamine spike. It makes you to feel uncomfortable, and this is why reading feels so hard, prayer feels scattered, thinking feels exhausted. Your brain is your brain has been trained to avoid depth, to avoid anything that will make you focus. So part 4 now, the solutions, what Cal Newport calls deep work. What is deep work? Cal Newport defines deep work as you being focused on interrupted concentration on cognitively demanding tasks that create new value and push your limit. That is deep work. And this is where meaning is produced. Like, mastery is developed. Your calling is being fulfilled. And I just want to talk on the 4 rules of deep work under the solution part. And rule 1 here is work deeply, create rituals and systems that protect focus. Create moments and block periods in your life that are being dedicated for deep work. Rule 2 is embrace boredom. This is something that we don't want to hear it, but it's the truth. Stop feeling every quiet moment. Like, train your mind to stay present. This is something I'm so working on. And rule number 3 here is quit social media. Like, use intentional tools. Like, have block periods where you're off from social media. Rule 4 is train this shallow work to reduce low value. Finally, welcome to the most important part of this video, where I spoke on the 7 days implementation plan, and this is where action really begins. And day 1 is, I want you to ask yourself this on day 1. What worked actually moves your life forward? What requires thinking, focus, and excellence? What would matter in 5 years from now? write them down and prioritize those things instead. Day two, I want you to take note of your environment, remove distractions, like clean your environment, clean your workplace, turn off non-essential notifications from your phone. Decide where deep work will happen and clean that place, because depth requires intention, not willpower. Be intentional about you. Day three is, now you have time block, like schedule where this depth, where deep work will actually take place. Like give yourself specific time. If you have to write it, fine. Like maybe from 60 to 90 minutes, from this time to this time, I will be doing this uninterrupted. And you can now make it as a routine every day. From this time to this time, I do this, and try to treat it like an appointment with yourself, like an appointment with destiny or purpose, because it's your life you're building. And day four, I call it digital fast day, where you reduce noise or anything that will distract you. Like during the period where you're about to have deep work, no social media, maybe no phones during this period, or silence your notifications, your phone. It's like you're reclaiming your attention back. And day five, where day five, struggle day, like stay when it's hard. It will be difficult for some of us to stay away from our phone. Like expect resistance, mental resistance, like the urge to escape, but stay there. Stay anyway, because depth is forged through discomfort. And also remember that these are new habits we are building, so we should expect resistance. And day six is reflection, like evaluate, and you ask yourself, what changed in my focus? What felt difficult? What produced clarity or peace? And you journal them. Write all your experiences. And finally, day seven, I call it Sabbath plus integration. Yeah, rest intentionally, reflect spiritually, and thank God for clarity. Also, plan how deep work will fit into your weekly schedule. So, you were not created to be constantly busy. You were created to be faithful, fruitful, and focused. Deep work is not about productivity alone. It is about living aligned with purpose. So before you close this book or this video, ask yourself this one question. What will change in my life if I actually apply this? If nothing changes, then the truth has not yet been lived, or you weren't honest with yourself enough, or maybe you still have to redo the process again. So thank you so much for listening all to the end, and let me know if this approach to books is something you actually like. Thank you for watching. Bye.